Good morning. It is Hump Day, and the news isn't so terrible today. There is the usual awful stuff going on with ice um, and Greenland and Venezuela, and Lord knows what else the convicted felon has been up to that we do not yet know. But we do know this: he lost it totally. If you haven't seen the image, I'm going to put a link to it so that you can view it. He was at an auto factory, a Ford auto factory in Michigan. And one of the things that he did, first of all, was he kept wandering off topic, as he has been known to do lately, uh, when he was interviewing some superior there. And then, as he was leaving, I think he was on an upper level. Down below, there was a Ford employee that yelled up to him that he was a pedo supporter, and he lost it. He lost it. He gave the worker the finger, and he actually said, "Fuck you," and stormed off. Not very presidential behavior, is it? A president in his right mind would have just ignored it and moved on, or possibly stopped to maybe correct the information that the worker had about the Epstein files, which probably would have ended up being a lie, because Epstein files is still being covered up to this date. Now, some of the good news, okay? In the House, Mike Johnson has apparently lost control of his people, the MAGA supporters and the chicken shit Republicans, because he put out a bill that would have changed how working hours are determined for volunteers and other people. So Republicans turned against him, and there were several of them. I don't remember how many, but several of them did not vote with Johnson, and so his it failed. It didn't pass. That's good news. As for the rest of it, there are different appropriations that need to be passed. Okay, one of the things the convicted felon wants is more funding for ICE. Uh, that may not happen, especially if we get on the phone and call our representatives and tell them, do not fund ICE. And in fact, ICE could be defunded if there was enough support. And we don't really need ICE. No, I'm sorry, we don't. They're nothing but a militarized Gestapo anyway. We don't want that. If we were going to have an immigration department, then it needs to be overhauled. And there need to be people in there that will follow the law, including giving people who are here without documentation, giving them due process. They're allowed to have that. You can't just kidnap them off the street and put them some secret place and then deport them to some country that they are totally unfamiliar with. It's inhuman. The other kind of positive thing that happened was that the Department of Justice was supposed to investigate the Renee Good murder, but instead of focusing on the murder and on the killer, the uppity ups and the convicted felon at DOJ wanted them to put their focus on the protesters, on Renee Good and Renee Good's wife, and other protesters. And it was enough to for several, more than a couple, several, DOJ lawyers to say, no, we're not going to do this. And they refused. And they quit. So, yes, it does leave the positions open for more sycophants to come in and do the convicted felon's bidding. But it's important that these lawyers took a stand and said, no, we are not going to break the law any more than it's already been broken. Goodbye. Don't let the door hit me on my way out, and giving them the finger as they go. So that's a positive. As for Greenland, who knows where that lunatic is going? Um, he's still talking about an invasion of Greenland. Uh, Greenland is its own country. It is under the protection or under the proprietorship. I'm not sure what Denmark holds Greenland. So invading Greenland is an attack, not only on Greenland, it's an attack on Denmark. And they would respond. NATO would be broken apart because the US obviously would be in profound violation because they're attacking one of their own allies. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. And the other countries have vowed that they will act together to protect Greenland from invasion. So the Mad King, the dictator wannabe for life, the convicted felon, is running around, and this is like the emperor with his clothes off. It's also like King George from colonial times. This man that is in office now is not fit. He is not fit to be president. He is not fit to be dog catcher. He is so obviously in physical and mental decline that it's become dangerous for our country. And another thing that we can do in terms of protest is to call our representatives and our senators and demand that they take action. There are two methods that they can do. They can impeach him for all of the laws that he's been breaking and dismantling the Constitution, or they can go with the 25th Amendment, um, where it becomes like medically necessary to remove him from office because he's not fit to do the job anymore. And this is exactly what's happening because, this is just Looney Tunes that this is continuing this way. He is up all night on Truth Social and he's flinging out these edicts and demands for all the world to see. I mean, the information that he shares, it should be kept private. There's no accountability with him. Um, there's no there's no truth. Everything is a cover up, and everything is to continue hiding the Epstein files. Because if you think back to when the court order came to release them, the really screwball stuff started to happen. The dangerous stuff started happening. And he needs to be stopped. He is a danger to himself. And even worse, he's a danger to each and every one of us. So, once again, I'm going to leave a link for 5 calls. When you use 5 calls, you can get a quicker access to your representative, your senator's office. I think it bypasses the switchboard and just goes to a direct line. That's the way it's been working for me. I have not had a problem getting through with 5 calls. So I'm going to put a link for that. It's going to get worse, but look at it this way: as the cruelty, as the barbarity, as the lawlessness from the maladministration and from this crazy convicted felon continue to escalate, it doesn't seem to scare many of us away. Instead, the numbers of people who are dissenting peacefully are growing and will continue to grow as more and more of us wake up to this nightmare that we've been in. So, fingers crossed. I can't do that with my right hand, and I can do fingers crossed here. I plan now to unplug and enjoy the rest of my day. I have a couple of doggos that want to go outside and play outside because it's a nice day today. It really is. And I have some kitty cats that would like attention, and I want to spend time with my darling teddy bear. So, happy hump day, everybody.